Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I have been away for a while, but anyway, we are here. Thanks for sticking by, and I'm excited to be here. So today I want to talk about something that is not so exciting, it's sad. Let's talk about grief. And this has been inspired by some of the things that have been happening in Uganda, where some prominent people have passed on. And people have been throwing opinions and judgments, and they're like, oh, you've just lost your dad, you should not be behaving like this. Oh, you're a widow, why are you having nails? Why are you having lipstick? And things like that. So it just got me thinking, grief, death is something very universal. It's something that one way or the other, at one point in life, we are all going to experience. But at the end of the day, when it finally happens, we are never prepared for it. And nobody ever knows what emotions, how we are going to react to it. Nobody ever knows that. So the reason why I say this is to try and caution us to be a little bit more sympathetic, more empathetic to people who have lost a loved one, to people who are grieving, because you never know how you're going to process the emotions. You never know how you're going to react. And sometimes even when these things happen, some people may seem like they're okay, like they have it together, but at the end of the day, we really don't know what happens behind closed doors. So nobody wakes up and plans that, okay, if so-and-so dies, this is how I'm going to react. No way. So I'll give you a little bit of a flashback story. In 2017, 9th October, it was a Sunday around 8 o'clock. I lost my dear brother, Billy Jaconya, and he was only 2 years younger than me. So guys, that situation was very shocking. It shook me to the core. I didn't know how to react. I remember days later, because we had to bring his body home and we have to pack all his clothes, all his belongings. Guys, I can tell you, that was my brother. I loved him so much, but I could not bring myself to touch his clothes. I could not bring myself to put his clothes together and pack them. Like, it was just too much for me. So luckily I had my other siblings. Eric, who is the one who follows the late Billy, he was able to do all the things. Even when the funeral home asked, can you bring clothes, can you bring socks? I couldn't. I was now just calling and telling Eric, can you guys go in, bring the socks, bring this and that. Like, the grief was just too much for me. The pain was just too much for me. And I remember even a month later when we came back from the funeral in Uganda, his bed sheets, his all the things, like the pain of looking at all the things was just too much for me, in that I took some of the bed sheets, some of the things, and threw them away, because I couldn't deal with the pain of just walking by where he used to sleep and seeing the things. The pain was just too much. Of course, I have some of his clothes, his shirts that I've held on, but what I'm trying to say, in the times of grief, you never know how you're going to react. And then I also see people say, oh, that is so stupid. Why are you spending so much money? And that was one of my experiences here in Denmark. When I was putting money together to bring my brother back home, some of the people, because of cultural difference, were like, why are you wasting so much money? He could just be cremated here, and then you just take the ashes. That would be much cheaper. But guys, because they were like, you could save that money and use it for holidays. I would rather never go for holidays, but knowing that I took my brother home and he's resting back home in Uganda. So those are some of the cultural differences. People are going to throw around opinions, people are going to say lots of things, but guys, when people are grieving, when people are mourning, let's allow them to be. Just allow them go through whatever they have to go through in the best way, how they know, without imposing or projecting our opinions on them, because grief is a very personal journey. Grief is such a very personal journey. And another thing I remember also when my brother died, we spent so much money on building his grave, building the grave house, that now years later you look back like, oh my God, that was too much money. But guess what? What we were trying to do there, we wanted the best for our brother, but doing that, like the last respect, doing all that we can for him, was also a way of making us feel better, soothing our pain. And also, you know, when you lose somebody, sometimes you feel guilty for being the one who is being left behind. You know, for being alive, you start to feel guilty. So if there's anything that you can do to make you at least feel a little bit better and pay your last respect, you want to do, you would pull the whole mountain for them, for your loved ones. So yeah, the whole point of this video is just to say, let's be kind. Let's be sympathetic, empathetic to people when they have lost their loved ones. No one ever knows how you're going to react. Grief is a very personal journey. Thank you guys for being here. Ciao. See you in the next video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hello guys.